Welcome to the Hall Hotline. Honest conversations on faith, family, work, and the challenges that shape us. Because just as iron sharpens iron, life sharpens us. Stand firm. Answer the call. Live with purpose.
All right. Good morning, party people. Happy Monday. Coming to you on the first Monday in June, June 1st. Man, I cannot believe we made it to June already. So, in the studio last week, for those of you guys that watched or listened online, we had my good friend and neighbor, Paul, and we had some great conversations, and we learned some deep dives. We took some deep dives in the Bible and learned about judgment and pushing the right buttons, and we talked about faith and family and, all sorts of things. Well, today, I actually am very proud to have Paul's son, Christian, in the studio.
Hello.
So Christian is here, we'll put the mic in front of you, bud.
Okay. Yeah.
You got to hear his, turning into a man, deeper voice there.
I know.
See, I'm trying to make him blush. For all of you guys that are listening online, you can just hear the redness in his cheeks, right? That's how we were talking about on Friday, pushing buttons, and I know how to push teenagers' buttons, especially young men. Talk about their becoming men and voice changing and all the good stuff. That'll be their buttons. That's I was a teenage boy once, so I remember that. So anyway, I got Christian here. So Christian, why don't you tell us a little about yourself? What grade are you in? Obviously, we're just finished up a grade, going into the next grade. So what grade are you in, and what grade are you going into?
I'm a freshman going to sophomore year.
Freshman going into sophomore.
Yeah.
Nice. And so now you go to a private Christian school.
Yes.
And is that because your name is Christian?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
So how long have you been going to that school versus public school?
I started going around 8th grade.
About 8th grade?
About 2 years ago.
Okay.
I went to River Springs.
Middle school?
Yeah, it was
That's
a
where my
public
kids
school
went, yep.
for 6th and 7th grade. And then around middle of 7th grade, I kind of left. I got put into the other school, which has really been beneficial.
Yeah.
I feel.
At the time, I'm sure you were probably anxious, had some worries,
yeah,
I've only ever known public school. I got all my friends in public school.
Right, yeah.
And then went into that. Now looking back 2 years in, it's a
blessing.
Pretty good change, right?
Yeah, it is.
It's funny how things work out that way. So, I've known you, I don't know when you guys moved in here, 4 or 5 years ago now?
Around 2021, right? Yeah.
So I've known you since you were, 9 or 10 years old then?
Yeah.
And now,
crazy.
So for those of you guys can see him on video here, anybody listening on the podcast can, of course, but on the video one. So Christian's not a little kid anymore. I remember when he was half the size he is now. And, like Paul was saying last week on the show, he could probably whoop my backside. This guy, every time I look, he's out going for a run. He's got the weight bag in the garage he brings out and he's punching on it or doing jujitsu, like taking classes up at the gym 3-4 times a day.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'm pretty awesome. I know.
Just a little bit awesome.
Be humble though. Humility.
I know, right?
I'm humbly awesome.
Right. That's what you got to say.
I love it. So, all right. We're going to start it off with some easy softball questions, right?
Yeah.
What's your favorite class in school?
Oh, my favorite class in school has to be history.
Like your dad. Did Dad know that? I don't know. You would have said the Bible class, chapel. Interesting. So history. What do you like about history so much?
I like how it plays into the Bible, honestly. Like it broadens my perspective on things because I think a lot of times we see the Bible and we read it as not as a history book, but also just like, okay, how can I apply this to my life? Instead of, no, this actually happened. And I think a lot of times we read like the Old Testament and stuff, and we're like, oh, I'm getting kind of bored of this. Especially like the Levitical law.
Going through Leviticus. Right.
I
was going to say, what is your least favorite book of the Bible and why is it Leviticus? Right? Everybody is like, all right, Leviticus and then Chronicles. Chronicles is just relisting everything with a bunch of Numbers. Numbers is like the tribe of Benjamin and the tribe. And have you ever noticed that it's a whole bunch of tribes with names you can't pronounce and then it's Dan?
Right, yeah.
Like this guy in Jehoim and Rehoboth and then Dan. There's just Dan in the corner.
It's just one American.
Yeah, right. Here's Dan.
Yeah.
So, but no. So but that's a very profoundly intelligent way to look at it for being a teenager, and not to, say that anything worse than that. But for a 15-year-old to realize that what a lot of adults cannot wrap their head around. We have 5, 10 copies of a manuscript from somebody that we know, Julius Caesar or Napoleon Bonaparte, or we might have 2 copies of this or 3 copies of that, and we believe that to be historically accurate and bound.
Right.
We have thousands upon thousands of original and first-generation manuscripts of all of the Old Testament, the New Testament. I mean, they just found the Dead Sea Scrolls. Like, they've got all of these things that they've found that we have that are 99% accurate and still as close to the first original texts that everybody taught from, that Jesus taught from. And to look at it as not a book of fairy tales, it's not Aesop's, fables and
Right, yeah.
the Disney princess fairy tales, right? Even if you don't believe the Messiah and you don't believe the miraculous, it's a history book, And I saw something online where someone said, "Oh, hey, Christians, no picture, it didn't happen." And I'm like, apply that to any form of history before a couple hundred years ago when we had that. You know what I mean? It's cave drawings and stuff. But so that's an interesting perspective. All right, next question. Least favorite class?
Has to go with math.
Oh my gosh.
I have to go with math.
Paul, is this, I know you got a Paul Jr., but he's Paul the Third almost, right? Wow. So, all right, favorite food?
Pizza.
Oh, geez, 3 for 3.
I think I'm pretty
Trust
similar.
me, Christian was not up here when Paul was recording this.
Nah.
All right. What's your current obsession right now? Like, what can you not get enough of?
Wrestling.
TV, movie, whatever. Wrestling.
I love it. So
Really?
much. Yeah.
Like hand-to-hand, Greco style?
Folk style.
Okay.
I love that. Yeah. It's just what we do at the high school and stuff.
Okay.
So I love that so much.
Gotcha. You're
I
a pretty
can't get
big
enough
guy,
of it.
so it doesn't
Yeah.
hurt that you're probably able to take most of them down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy to love something when you're really good at it.
Right. It wasn't that way for a while.
No.
No.
I know. Like I said,
You
I
gotta
knew
build
you when
the
you were this
skill,
small,
yeah.
and now you're this big. All right. So, speaking of small and large, biggest difference between middle school and high school that you just finished your freshman year of?
I think the biggest difference is your freedom, right? In middle school, it's more of like you have limited freedom because you're kind of like not still a kid, but you kind of are. And then in high school, it's more like, okay, we're getting you on the path to adulthood,
I
right?
like that.
You're getting more freedom to do the things that you want to do, but you're still limited.
I like that.
Yeah.
What's something adults misunderstand about teenagers today? To all the adults listening, my tens of followers, what do you want to tell them?
I think a lot of times parents like to compare their lives to ours. They're saying how we have it so much easier when they didn't grow up with the same stuff that we had to.
Don't look at your dad. Don't look at him.
Yeah, it could be harder, but like we live in a different time, so
That's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. Now, even though you live in different times, apparently you do everything your dad did and it comes
Right,
naturally.
yeah.
So, history, pizza,
Yeah.
math. Oh, that's great. I love it.
but he still doesn't know how to work a TV remote. So
Oh, see, we didn't discuss that last week. Okay, now you hear it here first, guys. The truth comes out. Oh, it's got to put on the old man reading glasses, huh? Yeah, I got that too. Once you turn 40, don't worry. You've heard it a bunch of times. It's true. When you turn 40, stuff just goes.
yeah,
So, some of those things that you were talking about that adults didn't have to do that you have to do today, social media pressure,
right.
always comparing, living in the keeping up with the Joneses, identities. There's so many false identities, false worshiping things out there.
Exactly.
Anxiety, wanting to fit in. Talk to me about some of these. What have you struggled with and how did you overcome it? Or what are you working on today?
I think the biggest thing, honestly, in this generation is just comparing yourself to other people. Because people on social media, they want to show you what they want to show you and not what's actually happening. And people will look at that and they'll be like, oh, I want that life. And you didn't see 6 a.m. where they were waking up and they had a cold or something, like they were sick. You just see the best things of their life. And a lot of people, they get jealous and they want that. And that's why I think a lot of people are, especially in this generation, depressed and stuff, because they see a closed off box of what people want to see, right? Not seeing the truth. And it's especially easy nowadays to want to compare yourself to other people, especially seeing the closed off stuff.
So how do you deal with that? So learning and understanding that is something that a lot of people do not understand and they don't do. Even though it's right in front of us, we don't think about the fact that the social media is the highlight reel.
Right.
You're not putting on social media that you burnt the chicken.
Yeah.
You're putting the picture of this beautiful homemade pizza in your brand new pizza oven, but the first 3 that turned out burnt and crappy that you gave to the dog, you didn't post that on there.
Exactly. Yeah.
So how do you, once you realize that to be true, how do you overcome that?
Be rooted in Christ.
Okay.
I think that that's the biggest thing, because this world will give you so many reasons why you shouldn't be happy, why you shouldn't be, just why you shouldn't even like be here, honestly. But being rooted in Christ, it's like building your house on the rock. Being built in Christ, the wind will come. But if you are built in Christ, then these things won't knock your house down, right? These things will keep you, Jesus will keep you strong in these, right? And you won't be swayed by the things that will come. And you can see, I think Jesus gives you discernment, right? When you see people on the internet who are obviously showing you what they want to show you, you don't get jealous, because you have discernment, and you know that that's not the whole picture. Because one, and I also think that comes through experience, right? You can know from experience that as much as you can push an agenda, as much as you can push stuff that you want people to see, that your good life, from experience, you know that's not true. It's not fully the case. I think just being rooted in Christ and having discernment that comes through Christ.
I think that's a very wise way to look at it. Something we often overlook or ignore, even for those of us that are praying every day and talking to God. You need to add discernment to your prayer list. Praying for discernment. We talked about King David last week with your dad, and we talked about all the things that he was blessed with. His son, Solomon, who became king after him, that was what he prayed for. Solomon is known as the smartest man to ever live. He prayed for wisdom and discernment. And now he did a bunch of crazy stuff, and he did a lot of bad stuff, but he got that right, you know? And he's considered the wise, King Solomon, the wisdom of King Solomon. So, no, we talked about that. So that's a good way to look at it. If you keep focused on the truth in front of you, then you're not going to be distracted by all the lies online. Right? I mean, being young today, it seems harder in a lot of ways. Like you were saying, things Paul and I had to deal with. And I hate to overuse the word literally when people mean figuratively. I've talked about this before on the show. I have my degree is in English. I was an English teacher. Like, I hate when people use the wrong words. And that word literally gets used literally all the time, right? Well, today, the reason I say that is because you literally have the entire content of the world in a phone on your pocket. You can ask a robot to tell you any single thing, and it's going to tell you that. Like, it's the whole wide world in your hands. Like that old church song, he's got the whole world in his hands, right? You literally do now. You have a phone in your pocket. So it is so easy to be overcome and just your entire mind and your spirit taken over and overwhelmed by all of the noise. So to drown out the noise, refocus on what you're listening on. That's what we're saying. you know? Build your foundation on the solid rock and keep your eyes and ears focused on that. I love that. That's a good way.
And I think also because Jesus says like the eye is the lamp of the body, right? What you take in, it will come out, right? I think what we watch and what we consume is a big part of how we live, right? If you watch stuff that obviously makes you jealous, then you're going to be jealous. But if you watch stuff that is more uplifting and shows you the truth of stuff, you won't be as jealous as if you were watching the stuff that would make you.
Interesting. That's, I think we often think about what we listen to in music or we watch in TV, and we think about it in terms of maybe lust or, there's too much dirty stuff on the TV, but we don't think of it in that term. And I think that's, the way you just said it is such a good way to look at it. We don't think about jealousy or some of the other things. We just go right to the main things. Oh, well, I'm not looking at the P word, so I'm okay,
Right.
But I'm watching a show and I'm getting envious of the people on the show. Or I'm watching social media and I'm getting envious of what my friends are doing. So I think it's not just, one thing or the other. I think you're right. I think we're putting a lot of stuff that we listen to or that we see. And I don't think we realize that it's poisoning us. I think that's very profound for sure. So next I want to talk about, obviously your goals of already talking about being a pastor and doing that. But before that, I want you to tell me a funny story about your dad.
About my dad.
I'm going to put you on the spot here. What's your favorite funny story? Like he slipped on the ice and hurt his butt or something, right? Like tell me some crazy story like that.
It probably has to be when he was getting out of the car to go to the gym.
Uh-oh. He's looking at you. Don't look at him.
And
look at me, not him. Look at me, not him.
He was getting out of the car to go to the gym, and then I think he like pulled a muscle or something, and then he had to stay there for like 45 minutes.
Getting out of the car.
Just getting out of the car.
Oh, that is such an over 40 thing to do. I love it.
And then what did you do at the gym? What did you do at the gym, Dad? Just stood there.
Yep.
Just got out of the car.
I have pulled my back before more than one time reaching for a towel after a shower. Like that's...
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, once you hit that age, your body's all relaxed, you're all warmed up, you had a shower, you reach a little too far around that corner, oh, there goes that muscle.
That's the good thing about being young. You don't have to warm up that much.
Yeah, enjoy it while you can. Your clock is ticking, brother. You got
I know
25 more years by my count until you're 40. So
yeah,
you'll be thinking back 25 years from now, gosh darn it, John was right. Stupid Hall Hotline. Oh, that's too funny. Got hurt going to the gym, getting out of it. I love it. I love that story. Oh, Paul's over in the corner grimacing. Oh, man.
Yeah.
God, I didn't have that in my notes. Paul didn't know I was going to ask that. I slid that one in there for you. All right. So I want to transition now to ministry and pastoring. Obviously, you said 2.5 years ago, you changed schools. It's changed your life. So first question I have for you, are you baptized?
Yes.
That's awesome, man. When did you get baptized?
I got baptized August 4th, 2024.
August 4th, 2024.
Yeah.
8/4/24. I like it, man. That's cool. That's like your new birthday, you know?
I know.
That is awesome, man. So what made I've got some teenagers that listen to this, people that aren't baptized. What made you make the decision on August 4th, 2024 to get baptized?
Ooh, I think, I was always raised in a Christian household. And I was taking my walk seriously, but not as seriously as I hoped I would. And it was brought to my attention that I wasn't as locked in with God as I could be. So it was at a camp over summer. I think a lot of times at camp you get the spiritual high, right? And then after camp it kind of goes downhill.
That's with anything in life, right? Yeah. The new wears off and the old shines through.
Right. And I think, but the thing was, like, it didn't go down for me.
That's awesome.
I was just so in love with God and just so in love with the whole entire Christian walk. I wanted to, because during that time I was kind of going through a hard time, and I wanted to just lay aside every weight, just like the Bible says, you have to lay aside every weight and run the race. And I just decided to do that, and I just stepped into that act of obedience.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah.
It's great to know where your home is after you leave this planet.
Right.
There's not a doubt in my mind. And to know that you go in that water and you come out, and it just, I don't know if it's just a weight that lifts off your shoulders, a pressure. And it's kind of like you were saying earlier, rooting yourself and focusing on God and standing on that rock. The baptism is the public, dedication of your faith.
Right.
But it's also a deeply private and internal thing as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's where your heart is. I don't know if you saw the news, but obviously we mentioned Pastor Joby and Church 1122 pretty often around here. Just last weekend, they had, I don't know if it was the largest ever or the largest of the year. Did you see their baptism thing?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so it was on national news. Like, it was on the news channel in the morning and like national TV news. And it was 14,000 people. It was a beach baptism.
Wow.
14,000 people went, and over 2,500 people got baptized in the Atlantic Ocean off Jacksonville Beach.
That's great.
It's 2,500, 2,600. I mean, that's just amazing. It was huge. And just to see that. And then cool story at the end, the shuttle driver that was driving people back and forth the whole time, when he made his last run and came back, he parked his car, he went and he got baptized.
That's great. Oh, wow.
You watch all these people all day long and you're like, I want to get some of that. Like, I want me some of that, right?
Right.
I think it's so cool. Man, 2,500 plus people, water baptism. So
that's insane.
No, I'm pretty excited about that. All right, so now let's talk about this. So your dad told me a little while back that you have already figured out a potential path in life that you might possibly want to walk down and go into ministry and become a pastor.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me how at 15 that's what you want to do.
Well, I think it started. It started when I got baptized.
Yeah.
I have always had the gift of kind of leading, right? I find myself in positions where I'm leading, like whether it be my small group, whether it be just in my friend group. People always look to me, not in a prideful way, but people always look to me. I can see it as kind of like a leader. And it was kind of like, okay, that's a qualification for a pastor. And I can teach really well. And when we went to Italy a few months ago in October, I saw all the people who gave up their whole entire lives for the gospel, for the church, and that I just felt deep desire to just do that. And there's something, one, you get your calling, your internal, where it's like, okay, I feel called to this. And then there's the outside affirmations. I've had my pastor and a bunch of other people say they know I'm called to ministry too, by the way I cadence myself, by the way I hold myself, and how I teach. And I wanted to step into that role, but not being in that role because I'm 15, right?
Gotcha.
I wanted to give a sermon at my school because there's a thing called chapel at our school. It's just a place where people go. And I'm not going to lie, it's kind of a place where people go to just put their head down. And I saw that, and a guy from the youth pastor for Journey Church, he came over and he preached, and I saw people were more engaged. And I was like, what if somebody...
From Journey?
Yeah.
Okay, that's where I go to church. Which pastor?
The youth pastor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And
dude with a mustache?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I forget Matthew, Michael. I I don't know all of the youth pastors there. I know all the campus pastors, but he's a really cool guy. I got to meet him a few times. He's a nice guy.
And I saw that, and I was like, these people are more engaged. And I was like, what if somebody from among them spoke? They would be even more engaged. And I was praying for a while, and I was like, God, if this is what you want, then you should open this door. And then I hit a Peter, and I stepped out into the water, and I asked my principal, because they never let kids speak there. So it was kind of like a 1 in a million chance. And she responded like 5 days later. I kept checking my email every single 2 seconds.
Refresh.
Right.
Yeah.
It was like 2 seconds ago. I just refreshed it. And she said yes, which I just got on my face. Like, seriously, after that, when she said yes, it was like midnight.
So excited, so scared, nervous, all of the emotions.
Yeah, I was just got on my face, and I was just praying, like, God, thank you so much. And, I ended up giving the sermon. And it went
that's
really
what we're going to
well.
hear tomorrow on tomorrow's episode, and you're going to give that to us.
Yeah, and it went really well. And see, there's a thing where, okay, I knew I was called before I did this sermon, but there's a difference between putting it into practice and putting it into action. And once I put it into action, it was like, okay, now I know I'm called to this. And it was just a crazy confidence boost, not in myself, but in what Jesus.
And you already delivered the message to the sermon.
Yes.
You already delivered it to the.
Yeah, I did.
And so when you delivered it in chapel, 9th graders, 10th, 11th, 12th,
it was
people
9th,
there?
It was 9th through 12th.
So, okay.
Yeah.
So these are the older kids at your school.
Right, yeah.
A little intimidating?
A little bit, but I wasn't as nervous. I wasn't as nervous as I thought.
Because you're like, all right, come on, wrestle me, bro. If you don't like my sermon, we're going to throw down.
The thing with wrestling, though, is like when I wrestle, I'm nervous as in what can I do? Because wrestling is kind of all on me.
Yeah.
But if God called me to be a pastor, he's going to give me the words necessary.
That's what a pastor always says. It's not my words you're listening to, it's God's words.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think it was just a real confidence boost for me.
That's awesome, man. That's great. I cannot wait to hear it. I've been excited all week about this.
Yeah.
So, want to transition into what all of our listeners and viewers at home want to know, especially all the teenage girls out there. Is there a special lady in your life, Mr. Christian?
There is.
Oh, okay. Sorry, ladies. He's taken. So you want to, give a little shout out to your girlfriend and mention how awesome she is and get brownie points or what?
Yeah, she's very amazing, Sarah.
Sarah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, she's watching this probably.
So Sarah, if you're listening at home, kisses on the cheek. That's all we allow to young men. But no, get those brownie points.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, what is she, a freshman? Is she in your classes?
Yeah, she's a freshman also.
How long you guys been together?
About a year now.
A year? Holy cow.
Yeah.
So basically since you were just a little kid.
I know.
Oh my gosh. So you guys are both. So have you hit a year? Did you do a year anniversary or are you getting close?
Getting close to a year.
Okay, you got something special planned?
Yeah.
Stop listening, Sarah. Don't spoil it.
I'm not going to spoil it.
Okay, you're not going to spoil it, but you got something in mind.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Here, tell me. I'll edit it out. No, I'm kidding. I don't know how to take a risk. I don't know how to edit, so it's cool. All right. So a year now. So what qualities are important to you in a girlfriend? So let's use Sarah. So what are some qualities that mean a lot to you? And maybe how do you look at it differently now than you might have without looking through a Christian lens?
Forgiveness.
Forgiveness? Well, you mess up a lot?
Yes.
Yeah, we're guys, dude. You better get used to it.
Yes.
The two most important words that a guy can remember to say to his wife the future. I'm sorry.
I already know that.
Exactly. See, he's learned well.
Yeah. I think obviously forgiveness because relationship cannot work without forgiveness. People are going to mess up. People are going to do bad things to you. And if you cannot forgive, you're just going to hold on to grudges that shouldn't be there. Jesus said, forgive, 70 times 7?
7 times 7 and 70. Yeah, there's a whole thing where he's like, and forgive it 70 times 7. And then
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
And Yeah, I think it's just forgiveness is a big thing. And also loving you for you and not just the title. Because anybody could, I think that's a big, big thing, especially now, is you just want the title of
Well, it's
maybe,
like we talked about with social media. You want to have that on your social. Look who I'm dating. I'm
right.
dating the captain of the wrestling team, or I'm dating the quarterback, or I'm dating the cheerleader. It's the title that you are dating, right? Like I think that's you want that relationship title. So that actually leads me to another question is I don't know if it's me, but I feel like kids are wanting to date earlier and earlier nowadays.
Mhm.
And I don't know if you feel that, but do you see that there's a pressure? Like, are there kids in high school as a freshman that don't date? Like their parents don't allow dating? Are they social pariahs? Are they outcasts? Like, do you see it or am I just making it up? Are kids really like wanting to date now or are more kids not doing it?
I feel like it's people are
Are
wanting
wanting
to.
to?
Yeah. Um, I think it's just a social pressure, right? If you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, you're, I don't know how to say it, but it's like you're cool,
You're
right?
part of the club.
Right. And it's honestly something that you want to feel acceptance by somebody of the opposite gender, right? And it's a different type of acceptance. Like if I have a bunch of friends, um, that's one thing. But being accepted by, for instance, a girl, that's something totally different. That gives you acceptance that it gives you like acceptance that you wouldn't get it in a friendship or anything.
I think it gives you a level of fulfillment.
Right.
And I think that we were divinely created for two to become one.
Hmm.
For one man, one woman to come together, leave their father, leave their mother, become one. So without having that in your life, you have this innate longing for fulfillment. Now, I'm not saying somebody being single is living an unfulfilled life, but it's just like people that are quote unquote loners in society. It's like, oh, he doesn't want to be around people or like that guy's a loner or whatever. We weren't called to be like that. We were called to be in a community with each other, right? And like the word Ecclesiastes, ecclesia is the church, and the church is the people. The church is not a physical body of a building and location. It's a group of people. The people of the church. We are created to be in a community. We are created to be in a union with another person.
Right.
And so that longing for fulfillment is what you look for, somebody that can fulfill you in a better half. Now, of course, you're 15 and Sarah, I don't know if you're the one, but you guys are 15, so maybe not. Look, my wife's parents were together since high school. So it absolutely does happen. But I think the right relationship should bring you closer to God
Right.
and not farther away from him. Something that I heard that was something I wrote down and it sat with me. A lot of people say, make Christ the center of your life. And while that's good, that's not right. God is the paper that we need to write our lives on.
Mm.
So we need to be focused and pointed towards him at the center, but he's got to be that parchment. Like if you write everything down on your life on the paper of God, he's not just the center. It's even more than that. But, if you continue your focus, making him the rock on the solid ground that you stand, if you go into a relationship and you treat the girl that you're dating or the future wife that you marry like Christ treats the church, that's his bridegroom, right? We, the people, the church, we're Christ's bridegroom. If you treat that person following that divinely inspired and preordained way to do things, that is how you will have a healthy, deeply fulfilling relationship. So transitioning now, got you the brownie points with Sarah. Right. So Sarah, shout out, good job, picked a good guy here. So getting you those brownie points, but now we'll transition away from that. So as you now get older and you are in the stage of becoming a quote unquote man in society and adulthood, what do you think is something that you strive to do to become a man? Like, and I know this is a loaded question. So maybe something like, what qualities do you admire most in your father, or what qualities do you admire in Jesus that you want to copy and emulate?
Patience.
Patience?
Patience is the biggest one, because if you have patience,
So he's just pushing my buttons right there. He's shout. You know, that's a callback, as we say it in the industry here. It's a callback to Friday's episodes. He just knows that patience is something I struggle. How do teenagers do this? He's like, John, your biggest flaw is patience. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the lead there with patience. But go ahead, Christian. So talk to me about my biggest flaw. Talk to me about patience.
I think obviously Jesus is the greatest example of patience, right? People backstabbed him, Judas even. And when Judas went to kiss him, I'm not going to lie, if that was me, I'd punch him in the face. Like,
you'd wrestle him, grapple him to the ground, put him in a 3-point hold and be like, boom.
But luckily, I'm not. Luckily, Jesus isn't me.
Yeah.
But he had 72,000 angels at the snap of his finger when he was on the cross. But he had patience, knowing that he had to endure that for the end goal. And he knew, and patience is also looking not at just the moment, because how we feel in the moment, a lot of our feelings can lie to us. I think,
no. Feelings? No, they don't ever lie to us. Feelings are way more important than facts.
Yeah, no. They never lie to us.
Nope.
But a lot of times we feel stuff and it's not true, but we can look to the end result of something, and we can have patience in this hard time when we want to lash out or we want to do something rash. But we need to have patience looking at the end goal, knowing the worth of it.
Yeah, they say patience is a virtue. That's true.
Right.
So, this one is going to be a good one. What kind of legacy do you want to leave?
My love for God.
That's a good answer.
Because my love for God and my love for people.
So when you are 100 years from now and you're ready to go meet your maker, people are going to say that at your funeral, that this man loved the Lord in everything he did.
And never stopped caring.
I like that. It's a good answer, my friend. All right. So, rapid fire questions is how we like to do it. And I don't know if he's already read them. I know Paul didn't, and he was caught off guard. So I don't know if you've already prepared or not. So, let's start it off. Favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Shoot.
Oh, it's a trick question all of a sudden, apparently.
I'd have to go with Midway.
Midway? What in the world is that? I never heard of that.
Never heard of it?
Midway? The Battle? Oh, it's a history movie? Oh, geez. All right, let me change this. Favorite comedy movie?
Favorite comedy movie?
Something everybody's going to heard of before.
Grown Ups.
Oh, okay, that's a good one. You can't go wrong with Adam Sandler.
Yeah, it's a little too bad for this one.
Yeah.
This podcast.
Oh, yeah. We can play the TBS version where they bleep things out.
Right, the Kids Bop.
The Kids Bop. Yep. Favorite athlete?
Favorite athlete? Have to be. His name's Kamzat Chimaev.
Karate, jiu-jitsu, wrestling.
UFC.
What is it?
UFC.
UFC. Okay. All right. So favorite UFC guy. What's his name?
Kamzat Chimaev.
Kamzat Chimaev.
Yeah.
I have no idea what even national. Where's this guy from?
He's from Russia.
From Russia?
Chechnya.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's an awesome UFC fighter?
Yeah.
Awesome.
He just lost, but hey, it's okay.
That's okay. Hey, we can't win them all, right? What is your favorite Bible verse?
Favorite Bible verse is Isaiah 6:8.
Okay. That's weird. Pizza.
I know that's his
That's
too.
his too.
I've known that.
You're gonna say you're just copying your dad and all history, all the good stuff, hating math, loving I. Although, so you probably didn't hear it, and I'm gonna tease your dad a little bit. your dad said the verse and didn't get the number right. You got the number right there. So,
Here I am, Lord, send me.
the student has become the teacher, huh? Look at that.
I know.
Oh, that's his face when you said that. You guys can't see Paul in the corner over there, but yeah, that was pretty fun. All right, what's your dream car?
My dream car. I haven't thought about this.
A 15-year-old boy. Man, what is with this generation and cars? My daughter turned 16 in a week from today. Today is June 1st. She turns 16 in 1 week. You think that she's practiced driving at all? Nope, no desire. Does no care.
Okay, that's where I draw the line. I love driving.
Okay.
Just a car, I don't. As long as I get to point A to point B, I'm good.
Okay.
But it can't be a just junk car.
What about the 57 Chevy I used to have in the driveway? You like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice car. I was sad when I sold that. That was tough. All right, what's your favorite worship song?
My favorite worship song is Jesus Be the Name.
That's a good one. Now, I've heard several different artists sing that. Which one is yours?
I don't know the name of it, but it's that one girl.
Is it CeCe Winans or Mandisa? No. But it's one of those versions.
Or God, I'm Just Grateful.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
All right. What is the best advice that your dad ever gave you?
In order to love other people, you need to love yourself first.
I like that. Good job, Dad. Paul's like, I said that?
Yeah.
Man, I'm smart.
Actually, it was a man takes care of himself first.
Okay.
Because if you don't take care of yourself, there's no way you can take care of other people.
That's true. What is your most embarrassing school moment?
My most embarrassing school moment? I have to think about this.
He got quiet all of a sudden there. He was like, what was the embarrassing school moment?
Right. It was probably, I was in the bathroom and there was water.
This is going to be good. Only good stories start with, well, I was in the bathroom. See, this one time what had happened was.
Yeah, there's a bunch of teachers in the bathroom just like washing their hands and stuff. And there was just water on the floor and I slipped and I hit my face on the floor in front of all of them. Yeah, and then they were all just standing there awkwardly and I had to get up. It was just so awkward.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, that is pretty funny. All right. We spoke about pushing buttons on Friday. What's your biggest pet peeve?
My biggest pet peeve. When people say like.
Like for real? When people say like all like the time? Like the
Yes. That's if not the biggest one for me.
That's cool. If you could meet anyone in history, who would it be and why are you going to say Jesus? All right. Without saying Jesus, anyone else in history without Jesus?
God the Father.
But I don't think we can see his face, right? Like, what's that one angel?
He spoke to Moses like a man speaks to him.
But he didn't come in vision to him though.
Okay.
He saw him from behind. He didn't see his face, right? And that, I mean, I could be wrong, but I thought he saw I don't think he saw directly face. What's that one angel? Something with an M, Methuselah. One of the, like, there's a Gabriel, and then there's the one with an M, and and it might be Michael. I thought there was a different name though, not like Dan, Yeah. But I'll look that up. I'll edit that back in post editing. I'll make it sound better. All right. So if you could meet anyone not named Jesus, who would it be? What'd you say?
Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan. All right. And why Genghis Khan?
Because honestly, like, his strategies were insane.
Okay.
And if I could speak Chinese.
Okay.
Or whatever he spoke.
Mandarin,
yeah. I just really want to, like, have a conversation with them.
That's cool. Did you ever see the movie Night at the Museum with Ben Stiller and Robin Williams?
No, I haven't.
So we watched that. It's like a trilogy on Disney, I think, or Hulu or one of them. So Ben Stiller goes to work as a night guard, like a night shift at a museum. The museum has some special thing from Egypt and the Pharaoh and Ra, and the whole museum comes to life at night. Genghis Khan is one of the people that comes to life in the museum. And so Ben Stiller first gets chased by him. He's trying to conquer him. It's a whole thing. Definitely a funny movie. I think with being history people, you guys would like that movie. That's a good one. All right. So that concludes our rapid fire questions. And so what we're going to do now, so we're going to wrap up our interview here on Monday. And we're going to transition into Tuesday, where Christian is going to prepare or is going to deliver the sermon he's prepared. So, in closing on Monday, I want you guys to remember to stand firm and walk humbly with the Lord, because that's the Hall way. Hope you guys tune in tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you for spending time with us today. If this conversation inspired, encouraged, or challenged you, share it with someone who loves Jesus and someone who doesn't yet. If you've enjoyed the show, please take a moment to leave us a 5-star review. Remember, stand firm in the truth and answer the phone when God calls.